Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a magical weaver named Lila. She was known throughout the land for weaving the most intricate and beautiful dreams for children. Her dreams were so magical that children would wake up with smiles on their faces and remember them for years to come. One day, as Lila was preparing to weave her nightly dreams, she noticed that her spindle was broken. She tried to fix it, but it was no use. Without her spindle, Lila couldn't weave her dreams. She was worried about what would happen to the children of the land if they didn't have any dreams to dream. As Lila sat there, feeling sad and hopeless, she suddenly heard a strange sound coming from the other side of the room. She turned around to see that the dreams she had already woven were starting to unravel. The beautiful patterns and designs were coming apart, and the dreams were turning into a jumbled mess. Lila knew that she had to act fast. She couldn't let the children of the land have a night without dreams. So she decided to embark on a wild and imaginative adventure through the dream world. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath. She could feel herself being transported into the world of dreams. The dream world was a magical place filled with flying unicorns, talking animals, and towering castles. Lila knew that she had to find the source of the unraveling dreams and fix it before it was too late. As she journeyed deeper into the dream world, Lila encountered many obstacles. She had to dodge fire-breathing dragons, cross perilous bridges, and solve tricky puzzles. But she never lost hope. She knew that the children of the land were counting on her. Finally, after what felt like hours of wandering, Lila stumbled upon a mysterious door. She knew that this was it. This was where the source of the unraveling dreams lay. She pushed open the door and stepped inside. What she saw was breathtaking. In the center of the room stood a giant loom. The loom was weaving dreams, but there was something wrong with it. The threads were tangled and the patterns were messy. Lila knew that this was why her dreams were unraveling. As she approached the loom and studied it carefully, a voice suddenly spoke out from behind her. "What are you doing here, Lila?" Lila spun around to see a small winged fairy standing behind her. Lila smiled warmly and replied, "I'm here to fix the loom. The dreams are unraveling and I need to restore them for the children of the land." The fairy nodded and looked at Lila with admiration. "You are a brave weaver, Lila. Not many dare to venture into the dream world. But the loom is broken beyond repair. You cannot fix it with a simple spindle. You need a special spindle, made from the purest magic in the land, but it's very rare and hard to find." Lila's heart sank. She had come so far, but now it seemed that her mission was impossible. "Where can I find this magic spindle?" she asked. The fairy thought for a moment and replied, "There is only one place where you can find it, the crystal caves of the dream world. It's a dangerous place, but that's where the purest magic lies." Lila knew that she had to go to the crystal caves no matter what. She thanked the fairy for her help and set off on her journey once again. After many more obstacles and adventures, Lila finally arrived at the entrance of the crystal caves. She could feel the pure magic emanating from within. She took a deep breath and stepped inside, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The crystal caves were unlike anything Lila had ever seen before. The walls were made of shimmering crystal, and the air was filled with sparkling dust. Lila had to be careful with every step, as the ground was slippery and treacherous. As she made her way deeper into the caves, Lila heard a strange noise. It sounded like someone was crying. She followed the sound and soon came across a young fairy sitting alone and sobbing. "Hello," Lila said softly. "What's wrong?" The fairy looked up at Lila with teary eyes. "I lost my magic wand," she said. "I can't fly without it, and I'm lost in these caves." Lila knew that she couldn't leave the fairy alone. "I'll help you find your wand," she said. Together, they searched through the caves, crawling through narrow passages and climbing over rocks. After some time, they found the wand, lying in a crevice between two rocks. The fairy was overjoyed. "Thank you so much," she said. "You're a true friend." Lila smiled and hugged the fairy. "Of course," she said. "We have to help each other in the dream world." Finally, after much searching, Lila found the pure magic spindle she was looking for. It was made of crystal and shone with an inner light. Lila knew that it was exactly what she needed to fix the loom. With the spindle in hand, Lila made her way back to the loom. The fairy was waiting for her outside the door. "Did you find it?" she asked. Lila nodded and showed her the spindle. "This is it," she said. "Now I just have to fix the loom." Together, Lila and the fairy worked on the loom, using the magic spindle to untangle the threads and create new patterns. It was hard work, but Lila was determined. Finally, after many hours, the loom was fixed. The threads were no longer tangled, and the patterns were beautiful and intricate once again. Lila smiled in relief. "We did it," she said. The fairy clapped her hands. "You're a true dream weaver, Lila," she said. "The children of the land will be so happy to have their dreams back." Lila knew that the fairy was right. She had accomplished her mission, and now the children of the land would be able to dream once again. With a feeling of joy and satisfaction, she closed her eyes and returned to the waking world. The next morning, the children of the land woke up with smiles on their faces. They had all had the most wonderful dreams, filled with magical creatures and adventures. They didn't know that the dreams had almost been lost forever, or that a brave weaver had gone on an incredible adventure to save them. But Lila knew. And every night, as she wove her intricate dreams, she thought back to the adventure she had had in the dream world. It had been wild and imaginative, filled with obstacles and challenges. But most of all, it had been a reminder that anything was possible if you had the courage to try. The end.